crews have been hopping at the Park Theater in recent weeks. W&O Construction Superintendent Steve Darrow says that his team has been busy preparing for more concrete on the dressing room addition, while the plaster crew has been hard at work inside and on the medallions.
Me and my guys mostly been forming, getting ready for this pour. We've also got a few things inside ready to pour, and that's what we're going to be doing as soon as they get done with this truck. There'll be about 1.5 yards of the mix left over. I'm going to take it and try to knock out those pours in there. And then little brother's been working on the balcony ceiling. They got it looking pretty good, and they've been doing some patching on some of the walls in there, so that's starting to come together well, and finishing up on the medallions.
The medallion work is a long and very tedious process, which requires an extraordinary amount of time.
It's coming real good. They're starting to look really good. When you look in there, you can see some, for the majority of it is white, but then you'll see areas that are pink, and what they're doing there, they mix a little color into the mix, and what they're doing is touching up, and that way they know exactly where they've touched up at, where it needs to be sanded. So they're getting real close on those. There's a lot of detail in them, so it's not something you can rush. You just have to, you do so much, you can only do so much on them per day, and then you just got to let them set up and come back the next day and take off on them again. It takes a little while, but they're getting real close to having them restored, so that'll be a pretty large accomplishment right there.
On this particular day, concrete crews were busy pumping the mix to the elevated area, which will be over the top of the new dressing rooms.
They're pouring the second floor on the rear addition, and that'll be our last substantial concrete pour right there.
Before concrete could be pumped in, there was a lot of work involved in getting this elevated slab put together.
Yeah, it's a bar joist system, which at the existing wall, it bears off a concrete beam, which we had to cast in place. Then it got a heavy 3/8 by 6 angle, bolts to that, then bar joist sit on that, metal decking, and that makes up your elevated slab.
Another area that is coming along is the new addition on the front of the theater, where the new restrooms will be located.
We've got all the brick laid. They've got to come back and wash it. Once they do that, it'll look a whole lot better, but it is done, that part of it anyway. Up front, also in the restroom area, we've roughed in plumbing and electric. We've got most of that roughed in. And we've got to insulate pipes yet, and then get our inspection, and we're ready to start hanging drywall.
The next few weeks will see plenty more activity around the theater, including framing and more plaster work.
I'll have the framing crew back in. We'll start framing the radiuses on the proscenium walls. From there, we'll move to the rear addition and start framing the lower level on it, which is the bathrooms and the dressing rooms. Simultaneously, the stucco crew will be finishing up this ceiling and the ceiling above the balcony. SCC sprinklers will be back Tuesday to start their roofing in this upper ceiling. So there'll be a lot going on.
Interim City Administrator Bill Brock can already see many possibilities for the theater once it is completed.
I never thought I'd see the theater come back. I know we keep calling it a theater, but it's going to be more of a multi-purpose building. We have people that are interested in having weddings already. People wanting to book it for different activities. We're hoping that corporate organizations will come in and do some planning and meetings here also. I'm sure the city will use it for activities that they have. Main Street, I'm sure, would be a big user of the facility. Most of their activities are open air activities, and they're subject to bad weather. So we're hoping organizations will come in and step in and try to use the facility.
At this point in the construction schedule, a lot of visible progress is being made each and every week. The Park Theater Group is proud to bring you the latest updates, so please make sure to keep tuned to our social media channels. Thanks for watching.